What's up guys, Shroom here, welcome to this week's edition of Lost Media Friday. In this episode, we will look at deleted Spongebob scenes you may have not seen or heard of. Stay tuned, because this is Lost Media Friday. Reef Blower. Probably one of the more famous examples on this list. The episode Reef Blower, which is a completely silent episode of the series, meaning it has no dialogue, was originally supposed to contain dialogue, but the audio recording equipment was damaged, and the writers decided to rewrite the episode into its current form to get around the setback. It is unknown if any dialogue was recorded for this episode before the audio equipment was damaged. Next up, Plankton. According to the Season 1 DVD commentary, there was originally a scene in this episode that depicted Squidward naked, but this was cut for obvious reasons. Nature Pants. There was once a scene showing SpongeBob being nearly naked, but this was deleted due to nudity. Well, isn't SpongeBob already naked in the episode? Karate Choppers. According to the Season 1 DVD commentary, this episode originally had a scene that showed Sandy karate chopping a fish in the groin. This scene was cut for being deemed too inappropriate. It is also noteworthy that this episode, along with the episode SB129, were removed from rotation sometime in the early 2000s for unknown reasons, though they have since returned. Valentine's Day. There were rumors that the original broadcast of this episode contained a scene of SpongeBob and Sandy kissing. While others claim the scene was removed before it ever aired, neither claims have ever been sustained. Arg. Right after SpongeBob says, "Hey, Mr. Krabs is getting all sweaty again," there was a deleted scene which shows a vision of Mr. Krabs sitting atop a pile of treasure as well as sniffing a pile of treasure. Shroom Cohen, a writer and storyboard supervisor, posted a storyboard of this deleted scene on his DeviantArt page, proving that it does indeed exist. Fools in April. Originally, there was a scene in this episode that showed Squidward talking to Sandy before he does to SpongeBob. It was removed for unknown reasons. We're getting into a big one here. I Was a Teenage Gary. This episode was notorious for scaring children because of the scene that shows SpongeBob's seemingly painful transformation into a snail. Interestingly, there have been rumors for years that in the original airing that there was an extra scene that depicted Squidward's transformation as well, but this was cut in reruns for being too scary for children. A commonly referred to piece of evidence for this scene is that there is an odd transition placed when Squidward gets stuck with the needle and then immediately cuts to him being a snail. Some say that this is a remnant of the edit, though others disregard this as just a poor transition placement. Some say that this episode still airs in its original version in Poland, though no footage of the Polish version currently exists online, so these claims cannot be confirmed. No consensus has ever been reached regarding this scene, being that no VHS copy of the original airing has ever surfaced, and there is no definitive proof for either side of the argument, and the scene remains unconfirmed to this day. Hooky! Supposedly, the original airing of this episode ended with a dead fish whose shoes are being strung up. In the future reruns, this scene was removed and replaced with a scene where only the dead fish's shoes are seen. Similar to the transformation scene from I Was a Teenage Gary, this scene remains unconfirmed, and no video evidence exists to prove it. Hibernation Week. According to the Season 2 DVD commentary, during the scene when Sandy is raking leaves, she originally was meant to make the symbol for girl power, but it was changed to Texas. Sandy also originally did a whole dance routine when she was stepping on the leaves, but it was cut due to time constraints. This episode also had an alternate ending that was replaced for unknown reasons. Instead of SpongeBob laughing when he realized Sandy went into hibernation, he said, "Why I oughta." Life of Crime. During the original airing of this episode, SpongeBob said, "No more getting nailed," as Patrick was hammering a nail into his head. This line was changed to "No more getting mail" in subsequent airings, because of the sexual overtones to the joke. The scene where Patrick hammered a nail into his head was also replaced with a scene of him sucking his thumb. The scene is lost as of today, and it can't be seen anywhere else online. Christmas Who. This episode has 3 deleted scenes. Originally, Squidward dressed as Santa gave the first girl an antique instead of a wrench. Mr. Krabs originally said, "And don't forget about me pony," while waiting for Santa. After Santa Squidward gave the girl a present, SpongeBob said, "I told you he was real." All of these scenes were removed for reasons that so far remains unknown. Dumped. Supposedly, in earlier airings of this episode, the bus had jellyfishers inside of it. This remains unconfirmed. Welcome to the Chum Bucket. According to the Season 2 DVD commentary, there was originally a scene that showed Plankton taking out SpongeBob's brain before putting it into the robot. Frankendoodle. Patrick was originally supposed to say SpongeBob's drawing was lower middle class, but that line was changed to lacks basic construction, possibly for it being a very out of character thing for Patrick to say. The Secret Box. Many people online claim to have seen a picture of SpongeBob with the lampshade over his head or a picture of SpongeBob in his underwear when Patrick reveals the embarrassing photo of SpongeBob during the original airing in the first reruns. Interestingly, the photo in the box was actually revealed in a SpongeBob book released sometime after the airing of the episode, and seems to match the second description from above. You can see a screenshot of that photo here. Graveyard Shift. In the special features of the Sponge Buddies DVD, you can find a storyboard of the episode which features a deleted scene. In the scene, it shows SpongeBob delivering mail to Floorboard Larry. Also, Floorboard Larry was the one originally flickering the lights, not Nosferatu. We're getting you to a big one here, Sailor Mouth. According to the Season 2 DVD commentary for the episode, there was originally going to be a scene in which SpongeBob says to Patrick, "Go fuck yourself!" To which Patrick replies, "Fuck you too!" It was cut for being too inappropriate for children, despite the rest of the episode being full of dialogue similar to this. The Bully. Allegedly, in the original airing of this episode, there was a scene of SpongeBob and Patrick playing leapfrog while Flats is beating him up. It was cut for unknown reasons, though most likely to save time. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 4. During an interview with Sam Henderson, he stated that there was once a scene involving the residents of Bikini Bottom destroying furniture inside of SpongeBob's head. This was cut for unknown reasons. One Crab's Trash. During one point in the original airing of the episode, this is a funny one, SpongeBob said, "You'll never guess what I found in my pants." Pants was later changed to sock in reruns, because it sounded like SpongeBob was referring to his groin. Can you spare a dime? During the scene where SpongeBob chokes Mr. Krabs near the end, Mr. Krabs' eyes were originally supposed to turn red, but this was changed for being too gory. Squilliam returns. During another interview with Sam Henderson, he stated that there was originally a scene where baby Squilliam was shown to be walking while Squidward was still learning how to crawl. Henderson also said that there was also a cutscene of the two in high school. Squidward gives his date a single flower, while Squilliam gives his date a full bouquet of flowers and a large box of chocolates. Wet Painters. In the storyboard for this episode, SpongeBob says, "I dedicate this crash to my best friend Squidward." This was changed in the final version, most likely because it implied that Squidward had died somehow. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 5. Supposedly, in the original airing of this episode, it featured a plane exploding. Many believe that this was cut in subsequent reruns because of the events of the 9/11 terrorist attacks in the United States. The last two deleted scenes actually have video footage, so I'm going to show them both to you. These are for both procrastination and just one bite. Here you go.
This is harder than I thought.
Come on, SpongeBob!
It should be against the law to have to write an essay on such a super sailorific sunshiny day. Oh, but I must press onward, because with this pencil and the completion of this essay, I'll be one step closer to my driver's license. Oh, yeah. This'll be no problemo. Why, I got plenty of time. It's only 6 o'clock. Okay, here we go. Ah! I know. I just need to get a little blood pumping in the old noodle. How about some calisthenics? Hop, hoo, hop, hoo, hop, hoo, hop, hoo. Hop, hoo, hop, hoo, hop, hoo, hop, hoo. I can feel those juices pumping now.
I have got to get my hands on a Krabby Patty, and no one's gonna stop me! There it is, unguarded. All I have to do is... Wait, it's too easy. There must be some kind of security. This is our burglar alarm? A bucket of water? That was too easy. Hey, this isn't water. This is gas.
There are more scenes, but it would be impossible to cover them all in one video. I may cover more later, but I have requests to fulfill. After I fulfill some requests, I'll make a sequel to this video with more scenes. Anyway guys, see you next week. Bye bye. Also, if you love Amiibo, head over to ShroomTube 2.0. I have an all-new show called Swaggiebo. I unbox, review, and give first impressions of Amiibo. Swaggiebo goes out every Saturday at 6 p.m., 5 p.m. Central, only on ShroomTube 2.0. Subscribe today.